Right, welcome to this review for the Grey Knights Codex. It's long overdue really. It is an army I've had my eye on for quite a while. Ben obviously collects them on the channel. I think he's revamping them at the moment, and it's good timing for them because of James's heresy of the Imperial Guard, I think, and the worries about him going over to Chaos. Well, Grey Knights would straighten that out. So I've always liked the colour scheme. The models are fantastic. They're beautiful models, the plastic releases the Games Workshop have done. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm going to review the Codex, sort of talk about the units that sort of I would go for and the theme that I would have for an army. I'd probably more go down the route of taking these as an allied detachment. So you have an Imperial Guard army and then a small detachment of Grey Knights. I think would look really good, especially with James's, or the colour scheme that we have for the Imperial Guard, the grey and the black sort of chipped armour effect. With these silver and red and white colour scheme Grey Knights, I think they look really, really nice together in a game. So that's what we'll do. We'll review this Grey Knights Codex. So I've got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at 15% off. The usual price, and then if your order comes to over £100 you get an extra 5% off on top of that, and then if you're in the UK and your order comes to over £40 they'll give you free postage as well. So it just means that you can get pretty good discount off of your Games Workshop stuff, and that helps, you know, in the hobby, just to get that discount there. So that's where I've got mine from, gamingfigures.com. So artwork there on the front. It's not my favourite piece of artwork there. It's okay. It's sort of got the greys and the blues, and then there's an introduction of this weird sort of purple kind of effect. It sort of comes up here and there, just because Grey Knights are fighting weirdness and the most nasty of demons and enemies. You can see here in this artwork. So there's a colour palette for you. Got your greys there and this red and white heraldry. I like it. I think it's a nice combination. A bit of gold as well in there. So that colour scheme that Games Workshop have, the standard one, I think looks really, really nice. Does look good. Right, so there's the artwork in colour there. So you've got, it's in contrast to the reds, yellows, blacks, the smouldering, burning lava sort of effect of a lot of the sort of demon types, and these glistening bright Grey Knights come in and purge the enemy, destroying them with light. It almost looks, you know, weapons of light and their aura and so on. So that silver sort of effect would work really well in contrast to that. Again, it's this glistening sort of look. So I'm thinking glistening, even chrome kind of effect. Or to replicate that, you need to have a bright silver, I think is what I'd aim for. Yeah, nice bright silver finish there. We are in the dark corridors. Again, see this kind of, yeah, there's the knight and this aura here. Like he's blessed with something, and his weapon's blessed as well. This kind of heavy, very iconic look. And you've got the heraldry here. See the black, white and red. Yeah, I think that's how it works. It would work really well. Loads of background story on them. Again, it's a nice heraldry. I do like the pattern here. It reminds me of like castle, you know, castle effect, you know, castle battlements. Looks nice. This one looks good. Let's talk about the different unit types. Some of the campaigns, famous battles. Yeah, another famous piece of artwork there from the Grey Knights. Again, you see the reds, the burning sort of colours, and the glistening silver and gold of the Grey Knights there. Very nice indeed. And again, they've done it here again. See the red glowing backdrop. Grey Knights sit very nicely with that. So I do like that colour scheme. It's very nice indeed. There they are again. I don't think this is a Games Workshop studio army. I think this is an army from a member of staff perhaps, or someone else. Games Workshop seem to do that in the Codex, is to add variety to the armies. Again, I don't think these are studio armies here. This is someone's collection. And again with these. Again, this is someone else's collection. Just trying to see if it tells you who it is. No, but this is could well be a member of staff or someone. These are really nice. These Dreadnoughts here, and then fair bit of work done on the vehicles to make them, Space Marine vehicles, but they tried to make them fit in with the Grey Knights. They were bringing in some of the colour schemes and heraldry there. Very nice. Right, this is the studio army here. Yeah, beautiful. Really, really nice. This is really, really nice. Grey Knights are beautiful models. So would be a big fan of them. Very nice indeed. So this is the war gear list. We'll sort of come back and forwards to that as we check out the different entries in the Codex. So the first one then is a brother captain. I'm thinking the theme of the army I would go for would be, I've already got some Space Marine armies, so I'd sort of go for units that are unique to the Grey Knights, would be my first direction I would go, and then characters, either ones that are named here or sort of inventing your own. You sort of, you can build your own. That's the route I would go down. So some elite units, elite characters. So you're looking at quite a small army compared to others, but elite, full of power and skill and so on. And then those iconic Grey Knight units. You'll see what I mean as we go along. So the first entry here is a brother captain, HQ choice. It's 150 points straight off there. For that you get weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership 10, and a 2+ saves. It's a good stat line there, but pretty expensive to start off with, but it's a good stat line. Comes with Terminator armour, so it's going to get that 5+ invuln as well. Storm Bolter, Nemesis Force sword, frag and crack grenades. There's Terminators with grenades, which is cool. Psych out grenades. I'll have to check those out now. There might be quite a few things to turn up on this first entry. Psych out grenades. So you can shoot with them. The unit armed with psych out grenades makes a shooting attack. One model can choose to fire a grenade rather than shooting its weapon. Range 8, strength 2, blast, and psi shock, assault 1. If unit contain at least one psyker, i.e. a model with a psyker, brotherhood of psykers, a sorceress or psychic pilot special rule, is hit by a weapon with psychic psi shock special rule, one randomly determined psyker model in that unit suffers perils of the warp in addition to any other damage. Cool, so you only have to hit the psyker in that unit, they don't even have to wound him, and then he suffers perils of the warp, which can be pretty devastating. In the assault, models with the Psyker, Brotherhood of Psychers, Sorcerers, Psychic Pilot special rules, a charging unit equipped with Psych Out grenades do not gain bonus attacks from charging. However, if the charged unit was already locked in combat from previous turn or has gone to ground, these grenades have no effect, and the attackers gain bonus attacks as normal. Right, so if you're attacked by a unit with Psych Out, they don't get the bonus for charging. It's pretty good. You can't complain because it comes as standard for them. It's a very specialist here, 3 types of grenades. Iron Halo, so I'll take it that's a 4+ invuln for him, built in. Then it comes with the Aegis, I'll look that one up. Unit that contains at least one model of the special rule rerolls results of 1 when making Deny the Witch tests. Just a little bit more reliable, so you can tell you're up against Psychers. Grey Knights are pretty well equipped to defend themselves against attacks coming in. And they should know no fear, so Space Marine rules, independent character, preferred enemy demons, they're definitely good for taking on that kind of opponent. Brother Captain comes with Mastery level 1, so he gains access to that. Mastery level 2 if you are the Grand Master, he comes up a bit later. And then Purity of Spirit he has as well. Grey Knight Psychers can generate psychic powers from Demonology Discipline. Grey Knight Psychers can only generate Sanctic powers from Demonology. They cannot manifest Malefic powers. Okay, just a restriction there. In addition, unless otherwise stated, when attempting to manifest psychic powers from the Demonology Discipline, Grey Knight Psychers only suffer perils of the warp if 2 or more 6s are rolled when taking a psychic test. Alright, so some extra rules there as well. Ones that you might easily forget in the game, but they're there as well. So brother captains and grandmasters generate their powers from demonology, sanctic, divination, pyromancy, telekinesis and telepathy. So nice variety for them. I say for 150 points, it's pretty good. You do get a lot of stuff for that. It's pretty cool. Right, so for 35 points more, you can make him a grandmaster. So for 185 points, it makes him a fair bit, but he's still under 200. But for that, you'll get master level 2. Sometimes you pay 25 points for that alone, but you'll also get an extra attack. So yeah, it's sort of worth it. Yes, okay. Not sure about that one. You are then allowed to take melee weapons. So you can take a halberd, Nemesis falchions, Nemesis warding stave, and Nemesis demon hammer. We'll look them up at this stage. Other units are equipped with these as well. So a force halberd. So remember, he's got a force sword. We'll check that one out first. So Nemesis force sword. Strength of the user, so strength 4, AP 3, demon bane, and then force. Demon bane, if the force psychic power is successfully manifested and targets a unit with one or more weapons with a special rule, then in addition to the usual effects, all weapons in a special reroll failed to wound, and armor penetration rolls against models with the demon special whilst its blessing in effect. So even better equipped against demons. So if you drop the sword and took this one, the halberd, that only costs 2 points, and for 2 points you'll get +1 strength. Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Strength 5 then is standard. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Because I mean, the way he's configured, there's a melee weapon here, but he comes with a storm bolter, which you're not going to get extra attack for. So the two-handed option is still just as good. Better, I think. The other melee weapons, 2 Nemesis falchions. You could give him that. It's only 4 points. Specialist weapons. But there's 2 of them at specialist. I think you get the +1 attack, so you can trade off and get a +1 attack instead. So, for example, a grandmaster with 4 attacks, +1 for weapons, 5 attacks, 6 if he charges. Not bad. Okay, then he can take a warding stave, +2 strength, it makes him strength 6, AP 4. You get concussive, still get force, demon bane and ward. Model equipped this weapon has the adamantium will special, so even better for in regards to psychic powers. And the other one is a Nemesis demon hammer for 10 points, which isn't bad. Times 2 strengths is a strength 8, AP 2. Remember, if you take a grandmaster, he's on 4 attacks. You can get 4 attacks at strength 8, AP 2. Concussive, demon bane, unwieldy specialist weapon, and force on top of that. That's a pretty good upgrade. Just your because of his high number of attacks, that upgrade is more efficient, or worth taking. So some nice options there. I can imagine you can, because you move on later on, these ones here, they're all sort of plastic squads. I can imagine you could construct your own Grandmaster, Bravo Captain, make up your own, give him his own name. Really could customise something, make it look really cool. So I think that's a good idea. Because he doesn't look too different from the regular Grey Knight Terminators. So he gets melee weapons, then he can take Terminator special weapons. Oh right, so he can take heavy weapons here. See, I'm thinking these shooting weapons may be wasted on him. You can give one to a regular guy. It's his attacks and his weapon skill that you want to take advantage of, I think, is better. He is BS5 though, so shooting weapons would be hitting on 2s. We'll come back to them, I reckon, when we move on to regular Grey Knight Terminators. Then see what else you can take. special issue war gear, and relics. Well, the relics of the Titan we'll come back to at the end. Special issue war gear. You can take melted bombs for 5 points. Digital weapons 10 points. Don't usually bother with that one. Teleport homo if that's the tactic you're going after. You can upgrade one weapon to have master crafted. 10 points. So you could make a weapon of some kind. So any weapons, it's either shooting or melee, I think. So you could make one of his weapons master crafted. Handy enough. It's not as handy, you've got a spare 10 points. So yeah, pretty good. So you can customise them pretty good there. Alright, so next option for HQ. If I was doing an army, I'd maybe go for customising something. And then maybe add a few of the relics of Titan as well to make him quite unique. Brother Captain Stern, he comes in at 185 points. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, level 10. So he's got the stat line of the Brother Captain. Terminator armor, Storm Bolter, Nemesis Force Sword, Frag Crack Grenade, Psycho Grenades, Iron Halo, all the same. He's got the Aegis, Station and Fear, Preferred Enemy, all the usual ones here, but he is Master level 2. And he does have Purity of Spirit, and then these extra ones here. The Strands of Fate. Brother Captain Stern can use this special roll to reroll on roll to hit, to wound, or save and throw each phase. However, for each dice re-rolled using this special roll, your opponent can re-roll one roll to hit, to wound, or save and throw. So it's okay, but it's quite a trade-off, isn't it? You've given your opponent the re-rolls as well. So I didn't see that as particularly good. Yeah. Then Zone of Banishment. If Brother Captain Stern successfully manifests the Banishment psychic power from Demonology, it targets all enemy units with the Demon special rule that within 12 of Brother Captain Stern instead of a single unit within 24. So a little extra rule to remember there. And then he has Unyielding Anvil, it's a warlord trait. We'll check those out later on. And he knows he's a Psyker and he knows Banishment, Hammerhand, and Sanctuary powers. So he's quite fixed, and his benefits, I think, are not that amazing. So probably wouldn't go for him. Right, next one is a Brotherhood Champion. He's 150 points. These are all the old lead models here. All of these. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 5, 2 attacks. That's not amazing. And then leadership 10, 2+ save. So he's 150 points, but his stat line doesn't seem as good as a Brotherhood Captain. But Artificer armor, Storm Bolter, Nemesis, Mastercrafted Nemesis Force Sword. Just getting that reroll, Frag Grenades, usual stuff, Psychic Grenades, Iron Halos. He does have the invuln, which is helpful. He's got the Aegis, Station of Fear, Independent Character, Preferred Enemy Demons, is a Psycho Master level 1, and Purity of Spirits. All of the usual stuff there. And then we'll see if his special rules make him worth the points. Heroic Sacrifice. If this model is slain in close combat, he can immediately make one close combat attack against the model he is in base contact with before being removed as a casualty. Roll to hit and wounds normal. Okay. One attack, not particularly amazing. The Perfect Warrior. A model of this special rule must always issue and accept a challenge whenever possible. If you have several models of this special rule, choose one model to issue or accept the challenge. When fighting in a challenge, this model must choose a stance, either Sword Strike or Blade Shield. At the start of the fight subphase, the chosen stance lasts until the end of the challenge. End of the challenge. So, if he charges in and fights, gets into combat, chooses a stance, and then has to keep that stance each turn, if the challenge goes on, he has to keep it the same. I think so. So here we go. If he chooses Sword Strike, the model gains a Smash special roll. If he chooses Blade Shield, this model rerolls all failed saving throws. Okay. So a bit of flexibility there. Imagine you run him off on his own to lock something down in combat, and then leave him there just to fight. to do battle with a big demon or something, but I don't know how much of a chance he would stand. So I wouldn't see him as too strong. He's not that cheap. Brotherhood Champion knows Banishment and Hammerhand powers from the Demonology Sanctic Discipline. Yeah, so not too impressed with them. I'd still probably go for a Brother Captain. So the next one is Castellan Crow. He's 175 points. Weapon skill 8, which is ridiculous. Very nicely painted, this one. Some difference to these others. You see the lettering in here is very clear. You see it if you look up close, and on these ones it's very blurred. It's a crisper finish to this guy. Ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, only 2 wounds, initiative 6, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 2+ save. All the usual stuff here: Artificer armor, Iron Halo, all the grenades, Storm Bolter. The Aegis, he's fearless, nice, so if he joins a unit, it's handy. Heroic Sacrifice. Heroic Sacrifice. Oh, it's the same as the Brotherhood Champion. Independent Character, the Perfect Warrior. He gets that as well. Preferred Enemy Demons, Mastery level 2. Okay. And Purity of Spirit. Master Swordsman, whenever he fights in challenge, Castellan Crow uses both the Sword Strike and Blade Shield stances. Whoa, so he's pretty. He's pretty good. For the extra points you pay, actually pretty good. Hammer of Righteousness, Warlord trait. Castellan Crow knows Banishment, Hammerhand, Cleansing Flame powers from Demonology Sanctic Discipline. Relics of Titan, the Blade of Antier. Its strength of the user, AP nothing, and melee. I don't understand that. What is the because it's strength for the user, there's no AP to it, AP dash, and then melee. Not sure about that, because that's pretty useless if there's no AP to it. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, still wouldn't really be too keen on him either. Pretty nice model, but I do like the Grey Knights in Terminator form. Just yeah, I see that when they're done as Marines, I just see them as Silver Space Marines. But I think the Terminator's more iconic. It's just my take on it here. Librarian, I've always liked this model. So this may well be one that I'd go for. It's 110 points. It's starting off at a lot less. It's weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 2 wounds. Not too fast. This is for psychic powers is what you're after. Initiative 4, 2 attacks, LD 10, 2+ save. All of the usual. Terminator armor. A Nemesis warding stave comes with as standard, so you're on your +2 strength. Frame crack grenades, psychic grenades, psychic hood. Comes with the Aegis, Station of Fear, preferred enemy demons. He's mastery level 2 as standard. It's good. Stat line here, and then Purity of Spirit. Then he gets access to the usual Demonology Sanctic, Divination, Pyromancy, Telekinesis, and Telepathy. You can bump him up to mastery level 3, which I think Ben does. It's 25 points. He only becomes 135. It's not that expensive. You may take one of the following: a Storm Bolter for 5 points. Probably wouldn't bother. A Combi Flamer, Melter, or Plasma. And then you may replace Nemesis Warding Stave with one of the following: a Force Sword, a Halberd, or 2 Falchions for free. Probably keep that as it is. And then a Demon Hammer for 5 points. And then he does have access to Special Issue War Gear and Relics of Titan. Yeah, probably go for that. I'll probably try and get that model, because he does look really nice. That's a nice one. So, Tech Marine, just standard space, and probably wouldn't go down that route. Probably wouldn't have many vehicles either, so it's just a Space Marine. Tech Marine painted silver, so we'll probably give that one a miss. So onto the unique squads here for Grey Knights. The first one is a Strike Squad. He's 110 points. That gets you 5 of them. 1 Justicar and then 4 Grey Knights. This is troops we're onto here. So the stat line's the same as a Space Marine. Weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 1 attack, LD8 and 3+ save. The Justicar gets an extra attack and extra LD. They come with power armor, Stormbolt and Nemesis Force sword. It's pretty well armed. Frame crack grenades and psychic grenades. Pretty well equipped here. They have the Aegis, they should know fear. They are Brotherhood of Psychos Master level 1. Combat squads as well, so you can split them down if you have 10. Deep strike for these guys. Pretty good. Preferred enemy demons and impurity of spirit as well. They know banishment and hammerhand from the demonology sanctic discipline. May include up to 5 additional Grey Knights, so 20 points each. So you're looking at just over sort of 200 points for a full squad of 10. For every 5 models in the unit, 1 Grey Knight may take items from the special weapons list. Okay, so we'll look these up. The special weapons. Melter bombs. Sorry, no, special weapons is here. So Incinerator is the first one. I think 5 points. Take a look at that. Incinerator. Strength 6 AP 4. Assault 1 and Soul Blaze. It's a brilliant weapon. And it's only 5 points to take it. I guess it's because you're dropping the quality in the Nemesis Force sword and the Stormbolter as well. So that's probably why it's cheaper to take that. Yeah, special weapons. You have to drop the Stormbolter and melee weapon. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is the Silencer. Silencer weapons. Range 24, strength 4, heavy 6, and force. You have to remain still to fire it. And it's force as well, so if you can cause trouble there. 2 psychic units. Okay, and then the Psy Cannon is 15 points. Regular Psy Cannon. Strength 7, AP 4, range 24, rending, and 2 shots, a salvo 2/4. So if you remain still, you get 4 shots. I would see that is a better weapon. Paying an extra 5 points gets you a better weapon. Strength 7's handy, trying to shoot up transports and monster screeches and so on. So, not bad. But regular Grey Knights just don't have quite the same. I do like the Terminator models. I think the Terminator models are really, really nice. So if you took Unit 10, you could take 2 of those. Deep striking could cause trouble, but Space Marines, they don't last long in games of 40k. Especially fighting against, wicked demons and so on. You need guys that are at another level, like the Terminators. Any Grey Knight may take items from the melee weapons. So you've seen those, you can mix and match them up then. You can give them the halberds, which is cool. You can give them the falchions, warding stave, demon hammer. So you could mix up the squad pretty good. The Justicar may take items from the melee weapons and or special issue war gear lists as well. You can take a Rhino or Razorback as a dedicated transport. I probably wouldn't go for these. Maybe if I was doing an 1850 point army, but still, even might not go for them. But next is Terminator Squad. This is iconic. I like them because of the sculpting on them, the heraldry, and these shields that go on the shoulders. Just very iconic. And then look at the character here. You can convert and do your own poses with and stuff. Really, really nice. So him, if I was doing a Brotherhood champion, Brother Captain, and maybe elevate the base, put him on top of some rock or slain enemy of some kind, lift him right up, add loads of accessories to him, and then that would just make him stand out, and he wouldn't look like a regular Terminator or a regular Justicar, but something special. Perfectly doable. So these guys, they are better. Look, they come with 2 attacks as standard. They're a fair bit more than a regular strike squad, but I think they're worth. Yeah, because look, 33 points for Grey Knight Terminator. This is 13 points more, but for that you're getting an extra attack, extra leadership, extra better armor save, and an 5+ invuln save as well. Yeah, way better for points, I think. So yeah, 2 attacks each, LD9 for all of them. Same for the regular infantry and the Justicar as well. All the usual stuff here. Nemesis Force Sword, Stormbolter as standard. They know the Banishment Hammerhand powers, Master Level 1, Preferred Enemy, all of the usual stuff. For every 5 models, it's the same kind of configuration as here. You can take Terminator Special Weapons, which is what the strike squads can take. I think just a bit more expensive. Yeah, and Incinerator's 10, Silencer's 15, Psycannon's 20. But I think they're better protected and buried inside these units. Any Grey Knight Terminator may take items from melee weapons. What I've seen, Ben's done it, he's put a mixture of weapons in, so you'd have a squad of 5, you'd have a couple of halberds, a sword and one with falchion, something like that, and it seems to work really well. That variety is nice. It looks nice as well. Something I'd really be conscious of is the actual look of the army. And I think all the weapon combinations, these guys do look good. I would maybe go for units of 10 and then split them down, because then you get access to the 2. Yeah, the 2 Terminator special weapons, and you can combine them. You can split them off and have 1 in each squad of 5, or you can lump the 2 of them in with 1 squad of 5, that kind of thing. The Terminator Justicar may take items from the melee weapons and special issue war gear. And then for transport, you can take Land Raider Crusader, or Redeemer as a dedicated transport as well. Okay. Next is a Purifier squad. This is elites. So standard force organisation is a restriction on elites. You can take up to 3 of them, but I'm sure that'll be fine for Grey Knights. So Purifier squad, 125 points. They're 5 points more than your strike squads, but they come with 2 attacks, and leadership is 9 for all of them. Pretty good. And they're fearless. These guys are good. These guys are good. Purifying Flame. All close combat attacks made by Purifiers have the Soul Blaze special rule as well. Cool. Purifiers are pretty cool. Purifiers know Banishment, Hammerhand, and Cleansing Flame. So there's an extra power they know as well. They're 25 points each. For every 5 models, you can take Specialist Weapon. Any Purifier can take melee weapons. And then the Knight of the Flame, that's the squad leader, has access to melee weapons and special issue war gear, and they can take Rhino and Razorback. So Purifiers are cool. I like these more with the white helmets. Yeah, they're nice with the halberds. No, pretty good. So I'd maybe go for them above a strike squad, I think. Next then is Paladin squad. And again, love the models for these. They're beautiful. Really, really nice. Here, and the banner just looks fantastic. So I probably will go for unit Paladins. 165 points for 3 of them. They're 55 points a time. But they're weapon skill 5 as standard, both the regular infantry and the character. And as standard, they come with 2 attacks as well. And two wounds, that's what I was going to point out. Get 2 wounds. So that's a bit deceptive. You get unit 5 turn up and your opponent thinks, oh yeah, 5 Terminators will charge into them. And there's 2 wounds each, there's 10 wounds to try and grind your way through. So unless you've got instant death weaponry and loads of AP2 stuff, you could be well in big trouble against these. I'm sort of thinking for Grey Knights, the army, they deep strike down, they weather the incoming storm, which I think Terminators, Paladins will do a better job at that than the regular power armor guys. And then in response they shoot, but mostly assault back. in a deadly way. All the usual stuff for them. They know Banishment and Hammerhand. There's 3 of them, 55 points to take for each one after that. So you're looking at 250 odd points just for a squad of 5. You may upgrade 1 Paladin to an Apothecary. So that's to give them Feel No Pain for 20 points. It might be worth that. Because 2 wounds a time may well be worth that. 1 Paladin may replace his melee weapon with one of the following: a Brotherhood banner. Find out what that does. Probably pretty good. Here it is. For any units of the Grey Knight faction within 12, reroll failed around penning tests. All models of the Grey Knights faction in the same unit have +1 attack. Oh, real nice. So I'm even thinking here, a unit of 4, Brotherhood banner, and then in there you stick in your customised Brotherhood captain. Yep, that would do it. Because then you get the same guy out of the same kit, box of 5, you do one up really nicely with all your bits to make him into the Brotherhood captain. And then you've got your 4 paladins, and then even to make them better, you stick your Master Level 3 librarian in the middle of them. Deadly unit. That's a deadly cool unit. Sort of thing that Ben goes for. I can see why he does it. I think the banner looks beautiful, so I think I would take that. Definitely. That's like a rallying point. Really nice. And it's decent as well. To give them all +1 attacks. Fantastic. Oh, there's another banner here. The Nemesis banner. 1 per army. It's 35 points. An extra 10 points. Yeah, I'm looking up here. I've found it here. It's in Relics of the Titan. For any units of Grey Knight faction within 12 have Fearless. So you're not on rerolls, you're on Fearless. In addition, all models of the Grey Knights faction in the same unit have +1 attack. Furthermore, all models of the Demon Special Rule, friend or foe, treat all terrain, even open ground, within 12 inches of the bearer of dangerous terrain. Sounds okay. Yeah. It's helpful enough if you want Fearless. I can imagine it would be helpful. Yeah. No, it's either or. I think the Brotherhood banner's fine. It's decent enough. For every 5 models in the unit, 2 paladins is probably unlikely you're going to do that, but you can do the for every 5 models in the unit, 2 paladins may take items from terminated special weapons. Right, so 2. So you've got a squad of 10, 4 of them can take terminated special weapons. I think that's how it works. Any model may take items from the melee weapons and special issue war gear, and you've got access to the different land raiders as well. But I think I would go for paladins, just a different combination. Nice tough unit, and that's where I bury my HQs and so on inside there. Yeah, that's your base for your Death Star unit, I reckon. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Fearless would be helpful, wouldn't it? The last thing you want to do is run away and get hacked down if you lose a combat. Dreadnought next. So Dreadnought, you can hear the rain coming down outside, just like in the front cover here. the rain coming down, very atmospheric for Grey Knights. So Dreadnought here, and usually I would say, oh, regular Space Marine stuff wouldn't bother, but I do like the look of these guys. These twin-linked autocannon Grey Knight Dreadnoughts, I think look awesome. Really, really nice. See them there in the army. On there, one there. They look fantastic. That's a lovely army, that. All the heraldry and the colour scheme. Yeah, I like that very much indeed. So see if you can do it and how much it will cost. Dreadnoughts then, just the usual stats for them. But in this codex, only 2 attacks, 3 hull points, front and side 12, strength 6, so on. So the standard weaponry is a multi-melter and a power fist with built-in storm bolter, searchlight smoke launchers. He is Master Level 1 Psychic Pilot, Purity of Spirit, Preferred Enemy Demons, Aegis. Venerable, costs 25 points. Venerable Dreadnought suffers just the usual rules for that, keeping him alive a bit longer. Yeah, because look, Venerable Dreadnought, Weapon Skill 5, Ballistic Skill 5. You do get some nice bonuses for that. Dreadnoughts and Venerable Dreadnoughts know Banishment and Sanctuary powers. And then you may replace the Stormbolt with Heavy Flamer, that's 10 points. If you're expecting to get close, you might carry one on the back of a Storm Raven, just as an option. You may replace the Power Fist and built-in Stormbolt with one of the following: a missile launcher for 10 points, twin-linked auto cannon, so that's 15 points to get the first one. So that makes him 125, 140. May take extra armor, 10 points, and then Dreadnought weapons list. Let's see how much she is. 140 points so far. Dreadnought weapons, twin-linked autocannon, 5 points, so 145. I think that's reasonable enough. That's 4 shots, twin-linked, strength 7. Nice, a little bit of anti-flyer, sort of anti-flyer. So, you know, you can twin-linked getting 6s with 4 shots, fair chance, even if it forces your opponent to jink. You know, sometimes flyers can be a bit of a bane for Grey Knights. Yeah, so that might be helpful. And just they look really cool and they're not too expensive. But that's probably the combo I would go for, the auto cannon, and to help crack open transports and so on at long range. So next is a Rhino. We'll just skip over that, it's just the usual. There, usual Razorback. They look alright, but they're just sort of silver. Razorback painted silver. Yeah, not too keen. Interceptor Squad. These little antennae things on the back here. They're 130 points. They're 24 points a model. Only one attack for these guys. So you're basically paying 4 points for the extra rules they get, which is to make them jump infantry is the first thing. So a bit more speed, which is helpful. And the other thing they get is a personal teleporter. I think the rules are pretty good. Personal teleporter. So models with a personal teleporter add the jump type to their unit type. For example, an infantry model with a personal teleporter becomes jump infantry, and so on and so on. In addition, once per game, a unit composed entirely of models with personal teleporters can make a teleport shunt instead of moving in the movement phase. A unit making a teleport shunt moves up to 30 inches in the movement phase. This move cannot end up on another unit or impassable terrain, but ignores intervening units. So on. A unit cannot charge in the same turn, which is a shame. This all makes sense. But it's a move. You're not deep striking, so you can measure and land exactly where you want, which is very, very helpful if they take certain weapons. I'm wondering if they can. So they know Hammer Hand and Banishment as well, by the way. I'm just going to see what they can take. Special weapons. For every 5 models, one interceptor can take special weapons. So we'd probably go for unit 10. It's expensive enough, isn't it? Unit 10. And then, yeah, incinerators. So I'm sort of thinking, seeing what I'm thinking here. Take unit 10 to go for 2 incinerators and then just jump around and ambush units with them. Could do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, put an incinerator in each squad, burn something out, and then charge them in because you'll be pretty well armed in combat. If only one attack, 2-handed weapons, they're not fantastic. Still, Terminator's edge it, I think. Still, they are actually a fast attack choice. At least you've got that option there. You've got a jump infantry type available to you. So then Storm Raven gunship. I've said here that trying to avoid Space Marine stuff, but the Storm Raven gunship does look nice when it's painted up for Grey Knights. I've got them for Blood Angels, and if there's any other chapter out there that I like them painted up as, it is Grey Knights. So may well go for those. May well have gone for one of them. Assault vehicle, it's handy because it's a, sort of an assault type army. Carry a dreadnought in the back. And then the shooting weaponry, you probably go for destroying heavy tanks and breaking open transports. So might go for the multi-melter las cannon combination again. That may well be the option for that. But yeah, I mean, you could put your paladins and, you know, deliver your Death Star unit onto the table. Might be an option, that kind of thing. So, okay, 200 points though, plus your upgrades. Right, so next is a Purgation squad, 110 points, so 20 points a time. The usual loadout. They have night vision. And then you can, up to 4 Purgators may take items from special weapons. It's sort of like your Grey Knight Devastator squad, and it gives you access to those weapons. You know, 4 out of 5 can take them, and it comes under heavy support, so not bad. And provide a bit of fire support. But Devastators, you set them up, and then your opponent usually sees, oh, there's the heavy weapons, and then they're not too well protected. They haven't got a. You'd have to have that unit, pay out for your heavy weapons, and then put a bodyguard of buying out extra models to go around them to protect them in some way, and then you're looking at a 300 point unit. So I think Grey Knights will be more effective with the damage they do in combat than shooting. I think combat edges it. It's probably I'd gear the army more towards that. Maybe something like, you know, 60% combat, 65-70% combat, you know, gearing that sort of that way. This is the one here, heavy support Nemesis Dread Knight. This is the one I'd be a big fan of. Probably Paladins, Terminators, and this one is my favourites for the Grey Knights. And that's good, really, that their unique units are visually some of their best. You know, if Games Workshop had sculpted these with your regular Space Marine units, and then the special ones they've made of Grey Knights were no good, didn't look very nice, then the whole Codex wouldn't be a bit of a flop. But what they've done here with these are very nice models indeed, which is really good. 130 points. The amount of times I've had to fight against these are a pain. Weapon skill 5, which is handy to have that. Ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 6, 4 wounds, initiative 4, 3 attacks, leadership 10, and this is the annoying part about these is 2+ save. They just weather so much stuff with that save. It comes with 2 power fists as standard, so you're going to be at strength 10. I think they'll get an extra attack for their 2 fists. Could be right. I think they do. So you're looking at 4 attacks. The Aegis, Nation of No Fear, Deep Strike, which is handy. Martial level 1, Purity of Spirit, Fed Enemy Demons. Level 5+ Invuln save. So you're a little bit careful with them, but that Toughness 6 will help them out. Then they know Banishment Sanctuary powers. They can take a personal teleporter, so they can make that shunt move, which could well be helpful. Oh. Right. No, what's very interesting here, it's almost a must, because not only do you get that shunt move, but that changes their profile to make them a jump monstrous creature. So you're now moving 12 instead of 6. It's very significant that. 6-inch move from these is pretty slow, but 12 inches and all of a sudden you've got something fast. Yeah, so at 30 points it sounds steep, but it adds tremendous flexibility to these. You're now sitting on about 160 points, but it's something that you want to, it's going to last, so you want to make it have the ability to, you know, if it's geared towards getting stuck in and it can't because it can't move far enough, then you have wasted your points. So I think that is justified. You may take up to 2 weapons from the following list. Each weapon can be taken only once. So in a heavy incinerator, check these out here. A heavy incinerator is strength 6 AP 4, soul blaze, and then torrent. So you're getting that 12 inches and then the template, which is nice. Been harassed by them plenty of times, that weapon. It's 20 points. A Gatling silencer. Heavy 12. Force. Sometimes that has just killed off some of my big tough stuff. So again, not bad a weapon. And then for an extra 5 points, 35 points gets you a heavy side cannon. You can do focused fire, salvo 3 and 6 and rending. It's okay. And then area saturation, strength 7, AP 4, large blast rending. So pretty flexible weapon. I'd still go for, out of all those, heavy incinerator, I reckon. You know, if you're jumping around, then measuring 12 and then placing template, decent enough range with it. Perfect in accuracy because you're just placing the template. And ignoring cover as well. And it's strength 6. No, pretty good. Pretty good. So definitely take that one. And then, not too fast another weapon. That means that another arm is free to take a weapon of some kind, a melee weapon. A Nemesis Demon Hammer is strength. Is 5 points. So Nemesis Demon Hammer. I'm just seeing if. Alright, okay. So you'll get Demon Bane. If you take that, you get to reroll failed to wound and arm penetration rolls against demons. And concussive as well. And force on top of that. So pretty helpful actually for 5 points. The hammer's pretty cool. And then the Nemesis Great Sword. Strength times 2. AP 2. Master Crafted, so you get that reroll. That's pretty helpful. Demon Bane again. And Specialist Weapon. Okay. So pretty good. But maybe you've had 80-50 points army, take 2. Give one the hammer, one the sword. And then each of them would have the heavy incinerator, I think would be the combination that I would go for. Okay, so that's them. Big fan of those. So if I was doing an allied army for Imperial Guard, I wouldn't spend too much, maybe take one of them and then take a unit of Terminators led by maybe a librarian, and that'd be about it. And that frees up, say, an Imperial Guard army to have a big enough size. Something like that I'd go for. But even an allied force I would like to have one of them. So then you're onto your Land Raiders here. Not going to cover those too much, just standard Land Raiders. The Land Raider does look nice. I would avoid Space Marine equipment as much as I could, but you would be tempted to take a Land Raider. Again, it's one of those Space Marine models that does look nice when it's painted up for Grey Knights. The Redeemer, and then Lord of War here, Caldor Drago. Nice model. Here's a nice model. 245 points. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength of toughness 4, 4 wounds. Of course, he would endure. Pretty good. Initiative 5, 4 attacks, 2 plus save, leadership 10. Terminator armor, Stormbolter. Oh yes, he has. Yeah, I can see it just behind the sword here. Crack grenades, psychic grenades, iron halo, but storm shields. A bit of a waste, really. Oh, what a waste! Iron halo. But he has a storm shield anyway. 3 plus invuln. The Aegis, Eternal Warrior, so that takes away that worry about the toughness 4. He's Eternal Warrior. He's fearless, so that's him and his unit sorted out. Independent character, preferred enemy, master level 2. Demon Slayer Warlord trait. He knows. His psychic powers are fixed here. Banishment, Gate of Infinity, Hammer Hand and Purge Soul. Then he has the Titan Sword, which is plus 3 strength. Wow. AP 2. Master Crafted. Demon Bane Force. Wow. No, he's good. He is good. Caldor Drago. So, that's another option there. So, on to only one formation. Grey Knights Brotherhood. you have to take 1 Grandmaster, 1 Brotherhood Captain, 1 Brotherhood Champion, 3 Strike Squads, 3 Terminator Squads, 2 Interceptor Squads, 2 Predation Squads, 1 Dreadnought, 1 Nemesis Dreadnought. Very, very restrictive. Forcing you to take loads of stuff. If you do, you can reroll Warlord traits, nothing major. And then Psychic Brotherhood, as long as this formation's Grandmaster is alive, all units in this formation have successfully harnessed Warp Charge and D6 results of 3+ when taking psychic tests. Pretty good. And then Rights of Teleportation. Instead of making reserve rolls, from the start of your turn 2, you can make reserve rolls for any unit in this formation that is placed in Deep Strike, reserved from the start of your turn 1. These units will arrive from Deep Strike on turn 1, rolled for 3+. In addition, all units in this formation can both run and shoot in any order in the same turn they arrive from Deep Strike. So, rules are pretty good for that. They're all free, but just pretty restrictive. Forces you to take units. You have to take 2 Interceptor Squads, 3 Strike Squads. So pretty much if you went for that, your whole army's pretty much going to be dictated to. Yeah, I love the idea of this advancing silver line and then backed up by the guys in the machines and the flyers. Not very much Space Marine stuff inside. That's nice. That's classic Grey Knights to me. Cool. Right, so on to the appendix section. Covered all of this. So Warlord traits, we'll see if these are any good. Demon Slayer is the first one. The Warlord has hatred for demons. In addition, if the Warlord attempts to manifest banishment psychic power, he will successfully harness warp charge points on D6 rolls of 2+. Pretty cool. Hammer of Righteousness. The Warlord and his unit have Hammer of Wrath special rule. Not that amazing. Probably re-roll that one. Unyielding Anvil. The Warlord and all friendly units from Grey Knights within 12 of him have Stubborn. That's alright. Not bad. First to the Fray. If placed in Deep Strike Reserve, the Warlord and his unit automatically arrive on your first turn and can reroll the dice when scattering. That's cool, if that's your plan. Perfect Timing. The Warlord and his unit have the counter-attack special rule. Not bad. One that's easy to forget there in the middle of a game. Lore Master. The Warlord knows 1 more psychic power than is normal for his psychic mastery level, which must be generated from Demonology Sanctity. Yeah, I'd take that. Just a freebie. Extra psychic power. Brilliant. So, the Armory of Titan. I think we've covered all of these. So we're just going to look for these relics. Here they are. So, the Bone Shard of Solor. The bearer of the Bone Shard of Solor has a 3+ invuln save, whilst within 12 at least 1 model with the Demon special rule. Ugh, easy to forget that. Oh dear. This is increased to a 2+ invuln save whilst the bearer is within 12 at least 1 model with the Demon of Corn special rule. God, that really would mess up if you're fighting against them. 2+ invuln. God. And it's not a standard one you choose, you'd have to customise your army if you know you're up against that kind of enemy. That will cost you 10 points. Oh, it's cheap enough. The Cuirass of Sacrifice. The Cuirass of Sacrifice is a suit of Terminator armour. 2+ save, 5+ invuln. The bearer has bulky, deep strike, handy. It will not die. Cool. Feel no pain, and relentless, and cannot make sweeping advances. Cuirass of Sacrifice. It's actually really good. It will cost 15 points, which isn't too bad at all. Really cool. I mean, it will not die and feel no pain. Nice. So that is the kind of upgrade I would give to my customised HQ. Stick that on him. It's a really, really good upgrade, that one. The Domina Liber Demonica. The bearer of this knows 1 more psychic power than is normal. This additional psychic power must be generated from Demonology Sanctic. So you're pretty much bumping up his mastery level equivalent. In addition, the bearer and any friendly units with the Grey Knights faction within 6 of the bearer reroll dice rolls of 1 when taking psychic tests and attempting to manifest psychic powers. Easily forget the extra bits during the game there. 25 points. Whoa. No, probably wouldn't bother with that. Fury of Demos is range 36, strength 4, AP 5, assault 3, mastercrafted precision shots. Probably wouldn't bother with that. For 10 points, not really. The Nemesis Banner, we checked that out earlier, it was okay. And then the Soul Glaive, +1 strength, AP 3, Demon Bane, Soul Imprint, and two-handed, melee and force. A character wielding the Soul Glaive rerolls failed psychic test when attempting to manifest the force psychic power. Again, easy to forget during the game. Furthermore, if the force psychic power is successfully manifested and targets the character wielding this weapon or his unit, then in addition to the usual effects, Soul Glaive rerolls or fail to hit, to wound, and armor penetration rolls with Arthur Blessings in effect. It's alright. 20 points, so not bad. I think my favourite one is the Cuirass of Sacrifice, I reckon, just to add a bit more of that durability. Right, so we've included the psychic powers here. We'll check these out. I mean, I'm used to these here. Ben rolls these up for Grey Knights and uses these over and over and over during a game because they're just, psychic power is just ridiculous with Grey Knights. So Banishment is the Primaris power. It's a malediction that targets a single unit with the demon special within 24. Whilst this power is in effect, all models in the target unit suffer -1 penalty to their invuln save. Whoa! This is cumulative of any other modifiers for demons invuln save, but cannot make it worse than 6+. So not bad, but your standard power then is geared only towards demons, so not useful against other armies. Gate of Infinity is next, Warp Charge 1. It's a blessing that targets the Psyker. Unless the target is zooming or swooping, remove the target from the board, the unit, then immediately deep strikes. Yeah, handy. Sometimes you got lots of tough Terminator foot units, they're sort of stuck, slow, but then with Gate of Infinity you can move somewhere else. Helpful. Hammerhand. Whilst the power is in effect, the Cyclone's unit has +2 strength. Brilliant. Sanctuary. It's a blessing that targets the Psyker. Whilst the power is in effect, the Cyclone and all models in his unit receive +1 to their invuln save. Brilliant. Models without an invuln save get 6+. In addition, all units of the demon special rule, friend or foe, treat all terrain, including open ground, within 12 inches of the Psyker's dangerous terrain. Wow. Sanctuary, pretty cool. Can't complain against that. Purge, so that means his Iron Halo, if you've got a leader in there with an Iron Halo, it becomes a 3+. Nice. Purge Soul is a focused witch fire with a range of 24. Both the Psyker and the target model roll d6 and add their initiative values. If the target's total is greater, nothing happens. If the target's total number is greater than the Psyker's, nothing happens. If the total is greater to or equal to, the target model suffers an automatic wound with no armor or cover saves allowed. Not bad. You can only cause one wound though, but it might be helpful. Cleansing Flame. This one, Warp Charge 2. It's a Nova. Range 12. Strength 5, AP 4. Assault 2d6. Ignores cover on Soul Blaze. Again, quite rare maybe that you'd use that one really effectively, but it's available. I suppose you could try and combine it with using Gate of Infinity first and then cast Cleansing Flame. Might be an idea. Vortex of Doom is a witch fire power. The following profiles. Warp Charge 3, so this is quite a heavy one. If using this power, the Psyker fails the Psyker test, he automatically suffers perils of the warp. It's Vortex of Doom. It's range 12, strength D, AP 1, blast, vortex. Oh boy. So again, quite rare I've seen that done, but it is available there in the Imperial Fist arsenal. So that's their options. Now it's a Strike Force here. They've put this at the back. So 1 HQ, 1 troop is all you need. You get to reroll all your traits, and then rights of teleportation. Instead of making reserve rolls from the start of your turn 2, you can make reserve rolls for any unit place for your turn 1. These units drop a deep strike. Cool, so that rule's there. It's turn 1 onwards. Brilliant. So you can take that, even an allied detachment, 1 HQ, 1 troop, and 1 heavy support. You can do that even with your allies, turn 1 onwards, turning up. Helpful, that. That is helpful. So that's good. Tactical objective, no objective secured though. You have to way up if you wanted to do that one. Tactical objectives. There's your reference and the fold out page. That's what you get with these older codexes. And there it is, Grey Knights. So I would, yeah, I mean, I would go for Grey Knights as an allied force. I think I'd enjoy painting them, and they just look so nice. They're very, very striking colour scheme, beautiful models, especially the Grey Knight Terminators, Paladins, and these things here as well, the Dread Knights. I think they just look fantastic, beautiful models, really, really good. So there it is, this Grey Knights review. I think Ben's revamping his force at the moment, so see them, and then I might go for an allied detachment, and then after that you never know, but we'll have to see. But that's the Codex review. I've got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop 15% off, and if your order comes to over £100, they give you an extra 5% off on top of that, and in the UK free postage on orders over £40 at gamingfigures.com. So that's the review for Grey Knights. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.